So I'm back. I have my scene set up, and also I have my two light and one environment light and a camera setup. So you want to see what did I change? I'll jump inside. All I did is I increased the rows to 500 by 500. You can go higher if you want, but it takes the viewport will be very lag as we increase the rows and column, because the file will be heavy. Then the mountain I have set it to height this much and element size this much, and also here in the maximum octaves I decreased to 3. You can see that there's nothing, and nothing I did nothing in the attribute map, except I unchecked that inverted U, because that's just a personal choice. You can do whatever you want. And in attribute create, there are two attribute I created. So and the names are from here, the default names, Z scale and twist scale. I did not name myself, like, because I'm very bad at giving names, so I use the same. And in the twist scale I made it green, color green to be extruded, not extruded, twisted. All right. And the Z scale, which is distance, I said, okay, blue channel, lift me up. Right. So that's what I did. And the setting here is very simple. It's a very slight twist happening. You won't even notice, but like very settled in the green. You can see very simple twist. You see here, very simple twist. Just like that. It's just I liked it. So, and I increased the subdivision, and in the extrusion I brought the extrude front, bevel that up. On the top of front axis of extrusion, I beveled it, so you can see everything has a soft edges in the top. Okay, in the top, so everything has soft edges. Just a personal like preference, it's up to you. And then what I did, so that's it in here. You can bring a material if you want, but I did not bring it. Like, I don't want any reflection to happen, or any, I don't have a material in my mind like glass, gold. No, nothing. Just wanted to have what I have. That's it. So, and I have two lights set up. Both are area light, which is over here. So I'll show you where did I keep those two lights. So one over here, and one over here. Okay, and for both I gave some color, yellow and pink, just like that. All right. And I only put exposure to high. Both of this exposure is basically what is written. It is light intensity as a power of 2. So whatever is here, it's a power of 2. Okay, so I gave that. That's pretty much it. Nothing I did in anywhere else. And I'll just show you how I usually create a light. So I hold on control and click. I have the light towards where I face, in the viewport I face, and I click here to the lock, and then I just arrange the light where I want it to come. So it's like right now this is my camera, right? So if you're good at lighting, then you would know how to set up light. So lighting is a different department, first of all. So effects don't need to learn lighting properly, but this is more of a Houdini effects, like including the lights and setup, right? So I'll show you the basic setup. Like, we will go deep into lights and camera in coming classes, but this one, you play around. Basically, you play around with the angle. you like. And once you're happy with it, it's like right now your camera is here, so if you want to fill the light or make it as a key light or main light, you can do that and press here. And again, like now, and you roll out, now you'll be in the perspective view. So if you want to go back, to the light view, click here, the camera, go look through light. So you choose your light, so area light 3, and then if you don't click this one and you roll out, try to like match it, then you will get back to the perspective view. So make sure that you are here, you click that, so that it is locked, and wherever you're watching, even the light is moving with you. Okay, so but also make sure like before I think in 17 and 16 this red light was in there. Right now, it like in this version we have a red light, so which is very helpful. Otherwise we won't even know that, like we are in the light setup is already like it is locked. So like we will be trying to like move out, and then our camera position, the light position will be lost. So right now, in this version they improvised to make it noticeable that there's a red light, which means we are under locked. Okay, so that's how. And same way, you can also get the camera. I think I've explained all of this, but still in this one I'm repeating it. So in the viewport, you get your angle first, you get the preferred angle, and then like if you're like happy with this position, and control, that's it. So that's how I did it. Okay, so the next light I wanted to discuss is environment light, which is this one. So what is environment light? Is this what you see around is the environment light. What I used is a studio light setup. I don't know where I found this. I guess I got it from HDRI Heaven, and it's a free website. Like environment is a sphere. We know Earth, kind of thing like Earth, and we apply a texture on top of it. So which is what we call it map. So map, and we bring HDRI. If you want to see HDRI, how does HDRI look like? So this is how HDRI look like. All right, and this texture is wrapped on a sphere. The use of environment light is just to give lights from, like in this one, like see this side will have a good light setup. Like if I click 1, then you see it's very low, and if I click 0.1, then see it's low. So only from this area it'll have some light, and other area depends on the HDRI. You have a city light, so you will have a lot of small lights coming up. So HDRI is a quick way of lighting. Most important thing I want to show you, is that like I'll show you my result. So here is the one which the render was straight out of the mantra. Like I didn't do much. Like you can still see some noise around it, because I did not change any render settings. Okay, and so you see this one has no depth of field. There is no depth of field is happening, but I have another one. So this one you see the far are blurred. Of course there are noise. Like I said, I did not do any settings on the noise or render settings. Okay, so this is straight out of the render. I did not change any of it, except I added a depth of field. I'll show you how to do depth of field. And before that, what is depth of field? Yeah, this is depth of field, right? So depth of field is this one. Like you have a camera here, and this is your depth of field. Like in this picture you can see, right? So in this picture everything is visible. There is no like this is focus, but there is no blur happening. So so this is the depth of field, but there is no like shallow depth of field. There's no shallow depth of field. Everything is visible. So in mobile phone also you will notice that, like the person in front will be very clear and the background is blurred, so that we say that like it is a shallow depth of field. So which is this one? Depth of field is the area of image that is acceptably in focus. See this, not acceptably in focus, not acceptably in focus. This is focus, so this is the depth of field. It's all about this one. See, this one is here, the depth of field is this one, and this is not in focus, not in focus, right? And your focus is in the middle. So that is depth of field, right? So how to get that depth of field in your shot? So in this camera, yeah, so this is default, right? You see, if you press Z, there's two way of doing that, but the easiest method is like if you press Z, then your show handle will have a different view. So this is depth of field, two arrows. So this and this is the range of depth of field, and here is the in focus, right? So if you press Z, you get this. So manually you can adjust it, and in normal, how you can do is, see, as I change, you see the f-stop also changes. So f-stop is only this area will be in focus. I'm talking about the line, okay, not this picture. Like in this picture, it's going to be here. So you see, you have to manually, like, say, okay, you zoom in, or if this area, so height is what it is looking for, okay? So this is like very bad, so you have to rise it, your focus point, and then other than the height of this one, so I hope you can see, yeah, somewhere here. So other than this one, blur it, like height of this is the height should be in focus, and the below one, below, as in, like, you see, this is the end one. So yeah, whatever down here, let it be blurred. So that's what happened here. See, the top part are focused and the down part are blurred. So that's the depth of field I created. And how to own that? This is not it, okay? So like you have your you press Z and you adjust your focal length, okay, like f stop and stuff. Don't worry about all of these, just we will be covering in more depth in coming classes. So when we reach module 2 and stuff, we will go more depth. So till then, wait, and you go to the out. I told you out is where you do the render in the SOAP I showed you, and mantra is the render engine, inbuilt render engine in Houdini. So I did not change any in here, okay, nothing. It's all default. It's all default. I'll explain what are these, not today, okay? So this video is already too long. All right, so in default you will be getting this parameter, okay? You need to go to the rendering, right? So image is where your images are saved, right? And this is where your project is set, and this is the folder it's going to create, render, and this is going to be the name of your file, right? But don't bother about that. We have two type of rendering a frame. So one here, mantra parameter, but one there is in the render view. So in the render view, you can, even here you can adjust whatever you want. So I just want to say that, like, this right now I'm rendering only current frame, okay? So if you want to have frame range, like if you have an animation, then click here, set your frame range and render to disk, okay? Because this render view only shows you only one frame, okay? So this will only show you one frame. So you like don't expect, when you render, don't see that like why only one frame is rendered, because this render is for render view, okay? So just give you one render frame, all right? But if you want to get the sequence, either you click the render to disk or render to mplay or render to disk in background. So it's all the same. It's just making it things sounds harder. But what exactly happening is, like, when you click render to the disk, then you will get a panel, a window, something like this. And I can't show you right now because this I'm doing only one frame. So you basically will get a render, not like copying. When you copy a file from one folder to another, you get this dialog box, right? So something like that you will get, and wait until it finishes. It's gonna save into here, when you press this one, okay, here. And and there is render mplay. So mplay is more similar to this, but you will get a new window, um, where you can see what's going on in the frame. Okay, but in the render disk, you can't see until it finishes, at least one frame. At least it completed one frame. And render to disk in background is that, like YouTube, you can play in background, right? And you play back YouTube as a background, and you started doing your WhatsApping and Instagramming. So similarly, it's going to render in the background. So which one is good? I would prefer this one. Okay, I don't prefer this one because my computer is not that so good. I have 32 GB and 1060 GTX, which is, and I'm using in laptop, so there is more chance of getting heat. So how do you trigger the depth of field? It's like you go to the rendering, and you say like enable depth of field. And one more suggestion is that better you put into physical based rendering, PBR. I don't know, in all the forum they preferred, all the forum, even any other 3D program, people, they say that PBR rendering is good. So yeah, community says so, I'm following. Okay, so this is the only thing you have to keep in your mind to get depth of field and basic render. And current frame, if you are looking for one frame, and so even if you click here, tick, then it's going to be here as well, tick. So when you put a render here, okay, you get this picture, right? So in this project, like if you want to try this, you can try, but if it is confusing or something, then what you have to do is rendering, physical based rendering, enable depth of field, and then hit the render here. And this one is without render, without depth of field, so that's why you can see every single thing. Once you get your render done, so this I think it took me 4 to 5 minutes. So right click it, save frame, and wherever you wanted to save it, under EXR, okay, EXR, give it a name, hit accept, and hit save. Then you bring it into Photoshop or something to do further alteration or what. Say okay, all right. So I think I'm done with the first project. I hope you like it, and I want you to practice. I want you to take the reference, and start referring, start analyzing, and then and look at how the angle is, where the lights are coming from, etc., and practice it. Okay, take care then. Bye.